I had smoke with the big rat. I ain't. Them four had more money than Gucci Man.
2 weeks, fam. That's all the time Foogiano touched freedom before the feds came crashing back in and locked him up again. 5 long years behind bars, stayed quiet, handled his time without folding, took his punishment and kept moving. Then the second he hit the internet again, everything turned messy fast. His profile picture switched to Pooh Shiesty's mugshot. Then he reposted that anti-snitch message everybody online believed was aimed at one person only. Soon as that happened, the rumors exploded everywhere. People started saying Gucci Mane had to be cut off completely. Next thing you know, Foogiano lands right back in custody at the Montgomery Residential Reentry Facility, and screenshots of his federal inmate records started flooding social media. The internet instantly picked sides, and most people started pointing straight at Guwap himself. The same Gucci Mane who built up 1017 from the ground up, the same dude who signed Foogiano, and the same man Foogiano just called out online in front of everybody. Now social media got one wild theory running non-stop. People saying Gucci made moves behind the scenes, people saying Gucci talked, people saying Foogiano picked a side in the Pooh Shiesty situation, and less than 14 days later, the feds showed up and grabbed him again. That timing got everybody looking sideways because this is already the second 1017 artist locked up in under a month, and both situations somehow connect back to the same drama. Folks online keep asking if all this is really just coincidence or if something deeper happening behind closed doors at 1017. The streets got people convinced somebody made a call, somebody gave information, or somebody wanted certain voices silenced before more secrets started getting exposed. Welcome home, Foogiano. That's what everybody was saying at first, but the celebration barely lasted 2 weeks before everything flipped upside down again. In those 14 days, Foogiano was online throwing clear shots at the boss, and now people acting shocked that things got ugly fast. Nah, the streets been talking about this non-stop for weeks already.
Gucci Mane artist Foogiano has been arrested again just 3 weeks after he was released from federal prison. And the moment the news hit the internet, everybody's acting surprised. Everybody's shocked, they're flabbergasted.
Uncle Murda spoke on it. 50 Cent laughed about the whole situation online. Freddie Gibbs mocked the diss track without hesitation. Then more names started jumping in. Boosie had something to say. Waka Flocka reacted too. Honeycomb Brazy joined the conversation. One by one, rappers and internet personalities kept repeating the same claim over and over. Gal, that man snitched. Meanwhile, Foogiano ends up back behind bars alongside Pooh Shiesty, while Gucci Mane looks completely unbothered online, posting luxury vibes like none of this drama even touches him. Now the internet trying to connect every piece of the story together like a giant puzzle, people breaking down timelines, reposting old interviews, analyzing lyrics, screenshots, and every little detail they can find. Some believe this situation goes way deeper than just a simple parole issue. Others think it's all internet rumors getting out of control. Either way, the drama around 1017 keeps getting louder, and everybody watching closely to see what happens next with the label, the artists, and the non-stop tension surrounding the whole camp. To really understand how somebody does 5 full years behind bars and only gets 14 days of freedom before getting locked up again, you gotta rewind the whole story. This situation didn't just pop up out of nowhere. People been saying the tension started building all the way back in 2020, and every chapter after that only made things messier. Foogiano, born Kwame Khalil Brown in Greensboro, Georgia on July 4th, 1993, kinda wild when you think about it, born on Independence Day, yet his freedom keeps getting interrupted by legal problems and non-stop controversy. His road wasn't easy either. Back in 2013, he caught a burglary case and ended up serving time in state prison for several years. After getting out, he focused hard on music and started building real buzz in the streets and online. Then came Molly in 2020, and everything changed fast.
Gucci misled. You know how many niggas that nigga misled for these years? I had out here banging and doing all this street shit, selling drugs, killing niggas and doing all this crazy shit. And now he a rat, now he a civilian because his niggas ain't around. Get the f out of here, man. Gucci a sucker. Damn. That shit he did with some suckers.
The record started blowing up everywhere, and when DaBaby jumped on the remix, Foogiano's name got even bigger. Soon after that, Gucci Mane personally reached out, bringing him into the 1017 camp during one of the label's biggest comeback eras. By November 2020, Foogiano dropped his debut album Gutta Baby through 1017 Records, and the project hit #1 on Billboard's Heat Seekers chart. At that point, people saw him as the new face of 1017, Gucci Mane's rising star, and one of the hottest new artists coming out of the South. But this is where the story starts getting real messy. Some people online believe that Foogiano's deal with 1017 was trouble from the very beginning, and they point to everything that happened right after his career started taking off. In December 2020, only weeks after Good a Baby came out, Foogiano ended up facing a federal weapons charge in Memphis tied to a convicted felon possession case. Bond got set at $50,000 and the judge gave strict rules: stay in Georgia, wear the ankle monitor, and avoid more problems. Things went left fast after that. Authorities said Foogiano removed the ankle monitor and disappeared for months, turning the situation into a federal manhunt. In March 2021, federal agents finally tracked him down, and by May 2021, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Just like that, the momentum stopped cold, and the prison doors closed behind him. While Foogiano was serving time, the drama around 1017 kept growing louder online. In October 2024, Gucci Mane reportedly cleaned house and removed most of the artists connected to the label roster. But two names stayed tied to 1017, or Pooh Shiesty and Foogiano, both already locked up on federal cases at the time. That decision had social media talking heavy because people kept asking why those two were still connected to the label while everyone else got cut loose.
I had smoke with the big red. I ain't. Them four had more money than Gucci, man. The y'all talking about this? I caught $24 million. I don't think Gucci got 24 M. Really, be snotty, right? Be broken here like this.
Some fans said it was loyalty. Other people online pushed darker theories and claimed it was about influence and control over artists still depending on outside support while incarcerated. None of those rumors have been proven, but the speculation around 1017 and its artists only kept getting louder across blogs, interviews, and social media discussions. And this is the part that really sent social media into chaos. For months, people connected to Foogiano reportedly claimed he wasn't getting financial support while locked up. Similar conversations surrounded Pooh Shiesty too. Online rumors kept spreading that two of the biggest names tied to 1017 were sitting in federal prison struggling financially while waiting on promises that money was coming eventually. According to the chatter online, people close to both artists questioned where the support was during those prison years. Some fans defended Gucci Mane and said business situations behind the scenes are more complicated than outsiders realize. Others pushed the narrative that the artist felt abandoned while still carrying the 1017 name. Either way, the tension kept building publicly across blogs, live streams, and interviews. Then things got even wilder in January 2026. Pooh Shiesty was released from prison, and only months later, a serious federal case exploded out of Dallas, Texas. According to a federal criminal complaint, authorities accused Pooh Shiesty and several other men of confronting Gucci Mane and members of his team during a studio-related meeting. Court documents allege weapons were involved, along with threats, physical violence, jewelry theft, cash theft, and demands tied to contract issues. Those allegations instantly shocked the hip-hop world because of how detailed the federal complaint reportedly was. Online, people immediately started asking how investigators gathered so much information so quickly. Reports said multiple defendants were identified and charged within a short period of time, which fueled non-stop internet theories about somebody cooperating behind the scenes. Social media detectives started dissecting every line of the paperwork, claiming the case documents sounded extremely detailed about who allegedly attended the meeting, what was said, and how events unfolded. None of the accusations or online theories prove who may or may not have spoken to investigators, but that didn't stop the internet from turning the situation into one of the biggest rap conspiracies people been debating non-stop. And that's where the internet theories really started going off the rails. Online, a lot of people pointed out that Gucci Mane was one of the few people connected to the situation who publicly knew many of the names involved. That alone had blogs, live streams, and comment sections working overtime trying to piece together their own versions of what happened. Then the conversation got even louder after Pooh Shiesty's arrest. Adam22 from No Jumper publicly said he had heard from sources that the robbery allegations were real, which only pushed the rumors into overdrive. Once that happened, social media completely split into two sides. One side defended Gucci hard, saying he's been respected in the streets for decades and would never cooperate with authorities. They pointed back to his history in Atlanta, his old Jeezy era beefs, and the reputation he built long before becoming a mainstream rap figure. But the other side started bringing up old accusations and internet rumors that have followed Gucci for years. People online debated everything from past court paperwork to how different his lifestyle became after prison, healthier image, marriage, business focus, and a move away from street chaos. To a lot of fans, it felt like there were now two different versions of Gucci Mane being discussed online. One version was the old school street legend from East Atlanta, The other was the polished music executive known as East Atlanta Santa, moving smarter and protecting his business at all costs. That contrast became a huge talking point across hip-hop media. Then Gucci dropped Crash Dummy right after Pooh Shiesty's arrest, and that took the speculation to another level. People immediately locked in on the lyrics, especially bars like, "Tell the truth, you went out like a real crash dummy. And after all that, boy, you still signed to me." Then another line had social media replaying the track nonstop. "I walk in the room, you can feel the pressure building. Whole time they plotting against me." Those lyrics instantly became internet evidence for people already convinced there was hidden tension behind the scenes at 1017. Fans started slowing the song down, reposting clips, and analyzing every word like it was part of a bigger message. People online started asking one big question after hearing those lyrics. Were they just rap bars made for entertainment? Or was Gucci Mane speaking directly about real situations behind the scenes? That debate took over social media fast because once fans connected the timing of the song to everything happening around Pooh Shiesty and 1017, every line started sounding deeper to them. So in street culture, saying somebody was plotting against you can sound like a warning shot. But online critics argued that saying those things publicly while major federal cases are active could also attract serious attention. That's why people kept replaying the lyrics and breaking them apart, line by line. Some listeners thought Gucci was simply venting through music like rappers always do. Others claimed the song sounded way too specific given all the legal drama surrounding the label at the time. Then more rap personalities started speaking on it publicly. Uncle Murda jumped into the conversation during a podcast appearance and heavily criticized Gucci Mane's recent image and behavior. He questioned whether Gucci was moving differently compared to the street reputation he built over the years. Clips from the interview spread everywhere online because fans knew Uncle Murda wasn't some random internet commentator. He's a respected rapper with deep roots in hip-hop culture. During the discussion, Uncle Murda also expressed sympathy for Pooh Shiesty, Big 30, and others connected to the situation, while accusing Gucci of changing over time. Those comments added even more fuel to an already explosive internet debate, especially among fans who were already divided over the allegations and rumors floating around social media. Then 50 Cent entered the chaos, and that made things even louder. Anybody who follows hip-hop knows 50 loves trolling rap drama online, especially involving old rivals. He reposted memes, laughed at headlines, and shared stories connected to the accusations and rumors surrounding Gucci Mane. Fans immediately connected it back to the old tension between the two rappers, dating back to the late 2000s sound, so people online treated it like 50 was finally getting payback after years of back and forth shots. Freddie Gibbs jumped into the situation too, and he did not hold back at all. He mocked Gucci Mane's Crash Dummy track online and claimed the lyrics sounded less like music and more like somebody explaining a case in real time. Gibbs even joked that the bars didn't hit hard, which instantly added more chaos to an already messy internet debate. At the same time, social media users kept repeating the same question over and over: how did such a large federal case move so fast? People online were shocked that multiple individuals were reportedly indicted within weeks after the alleged robbery situation. That timeline fueled non-stop conspiracy theories across hip-hop blogs and live streams, with critics suggesting somebody had to be giving investigators detailed information behind the scenes. Others argued federal authorities can move quickly in high-profile cases involving serious allegations and multiple witnesses. Either way, the internet treated it like a full-blown mystery. But things got even crazier once Foogiano finally came home in April 2026. After serving his sentence, producer Spiffo Made It posted the first photo of Foogiano back outside, flashing grills and smiling for the camera. The caption saying "No more free food" spread fast online, and within hours, hip-hop pages everywhere were reposting the image. Fans flooded the comments welcoming him home, while other artists reportedly reached out privately to celebrate his release. For a brief moment, it looked like Foogiano was about to restart his career and pick up where he left off, but that excitement didn't last long at all. The very next day, YouTube commentator Seti Nash shared screenshots of an alleged Instagram conversation reportedly connected to someone close to Foogiano's circle, and those messages immediately blew up online. According to the screenshots, the source allegedly claimed Foogiano no longer planned to work with Gucci Mane. One message reportedly read, "Foogiano will not be messing with Gucci Mane," while another person responded in shock. Then the conversation supposedly explained the reason behind the fallout. The source claimed Foogiano felt abandoned financially during his prison sentence and believed Gucci never sent him support money while he was incarcerated. Those alleged messages instantly reignited all the old rumors surrounding 1017, prison support, loyalty, and the growing tension between Gucci Mane and his artists. None of the claims in the leaked conversation were officially verified, but the screenshots spread across the internet like wildfire and had everybody talking. Then another alleged message surfaced online that pushed the drama even further. According to the screenshots being shared across social media, someone connected to the conversation added, "Pooh said the same." That single line immediately had people linking Foogiano and Pooh Shiesty together against Gucci Mane in the middle of all the rumors surrounding 1017. The leaked messages allegedly also mentioned Foogiano's reaction to Gucci's Crash Dummy track. According to the screenshots, the source claimed Foogiano believed the song sounded like snitching and didn't support it at all. That accusation exploded online because fans saw it as a direct challenge toward the head of his own label. People were stunned that someone freshly released from prison would allegedly distance himself from the same artist and label that helped launch his rap career. Then things got even more intense on April 25th. Foogiano changed his Instagram profile picture to Pooh Shiesty's latest federal mugshot. The image connected to the Dallas kidnapping and robbery related case involving Gucci Mane. The internet instantly treated the move like a loud public statement instead of just a random profile update. Blogs reposted it within minutes, fans started screenshotting everything, and social media users debated what message Foogiano was trying to send. Some people viewed it as loyalty to Pooh Shiesty. Others believed it was an obvious shot aimed directly at Gucci Mane and the growing snitching accusations spreading online. The next day, April 26th, Foogiano added even more fuel to the situation by reposting an anti-snitching message originally shared by Instagram user @_Chopperoo. The post read, "We doing our time and making it back to our loved ones without taking another man from theirs. We not respecting that rat stuff at all. From the streets to the state. And the feds, we're standing on business. Welcome home, coup at Foogiano." Then Foogiano added his own caption underneath with a black heart emoji and the words, "You even after the grave." That post instantly sent social media into another frenzy because fans interpreted it as a serious statement of loyalty and division within the 1017 circle. People started reposting the screenshots everywhere, turning the entire situation into one of the most talked about rap controversies online at the time. To a lot of fans watching online, Foogiano's post looked deeper than simple social media drama. People interpreted the messages as a strong public show of loyalty towards Pooh Shiesty and the people he considered real ones. At the same time, many viewers believed those posts also created even more distance between Foogiano and Gucci Mane, the head of 1017, and the artist who originally helped bring him into the spotlight. By reposting anti-snitching messages and publicly supporting Pooh Shiesty, social media users felt Foogiano was making it clear where he stood in the middle of all the tension surrounding the label. That instantly turned the situation into a huge debate online about loyalty, street codes, and the complicated relationships between artists and executives in the rap industry. But the timeline got even crazier in May 2026. Less than 2 weeks after those Instagram posts, and less than 3 weeks after Foogiano's prison release, screenshots of federal inmate records suddenly started spreading all over the internet. The screenshots reportedly showed Foogiano back in federal custody connected to the Montgomery Residential Reentry Management Facility, a halfway house program tied to supervised release situations. Once those records leaked online, confusion exploded everywhere. People immediately started asking what happened so fast after his release. Reports circulating online claim Foogiano may have violated conditions tied to his supervised release after allegedly traveling to Georgia to visit family members and children without proper approval from authorities. According to the reports, there were no accusations involving violence or new criminal charges connected to the situation. Instead, the focus centered around whether the travel itself violated federal release rules. That detail became a major talking point online because many fans reacted emotionally to the idea that someone who had just completed a long prison sentence could end up back in custody over supervised release restrictions. As soon as the news hit social media, conspiracy theories exploded again. Some people blamed strict federal supervision rules. Others immediately tied the situation back to the ongoing tension between Foogiano, Gucci Mane, and the non-stop rumors surrounding 1017. Now this is where online detectives started connecting everything like it was a full investigation board with red strings everywhere. People on social media began laying out the timeline piece by piece, convinced the sequence of events looked way too suspicious to ignore. First point, Foogiano gets released from prison on April 21st. Second point, by April 22nd, alleged messages tied to his camp were already spreading online, accusing Gucci Mane of not supporting him financially during prison and criticizing the crash dummy track as sounding like snitching. Third point, on April 25th, Foogiano changes his Instagram profile picture to Pooh Shiesty's federal mugshot, instantly sparking more rumors and tension online. Then came point number 4. On April 26th, Foogiano reposted anti-snitching messages while publicly showing loyalty to Pooh Shiesty, which many fans interpreted as another direct shot toward Gucci Mane and the rumors surrounding him. After that, everything escalated fast. By mid-May, less than 2 weeks after all the social media drama exploded, reports surfaced showing Foogiano back in federal custody tied to a supervised release issue. That timing had the internet going completely wild. A lot of people online argued that supervised release violations often get handled with warnings, extra restrictions, or communication with probation officers first, depending on the circumstances. Because of that, conspiracy theories immediately started spreading that someone may have tipped authorities off or pushed the situation further behind the scenes. Soon, the internet started asking the same non-stop questions. Who informed probation officers? Did social media activity make the situation worse? Or was federal supervision simply being enforced strictly because of Foogiano's history and release conditions? None of those theories were proven, but that didn't stop people from turning the timeline into one giant rap conspiracy discussion online. That's the part social media kept focusing on non-stop. People online argued that probation officers handle huge numbers of cases at once, so conspiracy theories quickly started spreading about how authorities supposedly became aware of Foogiano's travel situation so fast. Some internet users claimed somebody may have contacted officials directly, while others believed his own public social media activity could have drawn attention automatically. Then the speculation got even louder because fans started asking who would allegedly have the biggest motive to report him if somebody actually did make a call. That question immediately pushed Gucci Mane's name back into the center of the discussion because of the public tension between him and Foogiano during those 2 weeks after release. Online commentators pointed to everything that had already happened: the alleged messages criticizing Gucci, the anti-snitching reposts, the Pooh Shiesty profile picture, and the ongoing rumors surrounding the Dallas federal case. Some internet personalities even revisited old allegations and theories, claiming Gucci had cooperated with authorities in the past, though none of those claims have ever been proven in court. Still, the rumors spread heavily because fans connected them to the lyrics in Crash Dummy, which many people online interpreted as unusually direct. That's why blogs and live streams kept framing the situation like a giant puzzle, where every social media move became another clue. To many fans, it no longer looked like random internet drama. They believed there was a deeper divide happening inside the 1017 circle that was slowly becoming public in real time. Then another topic started gaining attention online: Foogiano's original prison sentence itself. Legal advocacy organization The Remedy Project reportedly published information examining parts of his federal case, including claims involving sentence credit calculations connected to his prison time. According to reports shared online, the organization argued there were disputes over approximately 18.5 months of credit that should have counted toward Foogiano's sentence under a federal judge's order. That information added another layer to the controversy because supporters claim Foogiano may have spent additional time incarcerated due to administrative issues inside the federal system. Once those reports resurfaced, social media users added them straight into the growing pile of theories surrounding his case and everything connected to 1017. According to reports discussed online, Foogiano spent months trying to challenge issues connected to his prison time through administrative filings inside the federal system. Supporters claimed he repeatedly attempted to submit paperwork related to sentence credit concerns, while also accusing prison staff of delaying or blocking parts of the process. The allegations surrounding those prison conditions became another major talking point across blogs and live streams. People online repeated claims that forms allegedly weren't signed properly, requests were delayed, and communication issues created even more frustration during his incarceration. There were also accusations involving legal mail and prison correspondence, with supporters arguing that some of Foogiano's communication with attorneys faced obstacles inside the system. Once those stories spread, conspiracy theories exploded again. Social media users started asking who could possibly have enough influence to affect situations like that behind the scenes, if anyone even could. Some internet commentators pointed toward Gucci Mane because of his business ties to Foogiano and the growing tension surrounding 1017. Others pushed back hard, saying there's no verified evidence connecting Gucci to any prison administrative issues whatsoever. That didn't stop the speculation though. Fans kept connecting every rumor, every legal document, and every social media post together into one giant narrative. To critics online, the idea was that powerful industry figures could allegedly use connections, lawyers, and influence to pressure artists connected to contracts and business disputes. But again, none of those accusations have been proven, and much of the conversation remained driven by internet theories rather than confirmed facts. What really stood out to many supporters was that, despite all the alleged frustrations surrounding his prison sentence and sentence credit disputes, Foogiano still came home publicly supporting Pooh Shiesty and reposting anti-snitching messages almost immediately after release. That loyalty became a huge symbol online for fans who believed he refused to switch sides or stay silent about how he felt regarding the situation around him. To those supporters, Foogiano's social media activity looked like somebody standing firmly on personal principles after years of incarceration and controversy. Meanwhile, critics argued the post only intensified existing drama and made an already complicated legal situation even more difficult for him after release. And after all of that, what did Foogiano end up with? Just 14 days of freedom before landing back in federal custody. That short window had the internet treating the situation like more than just unfortunate timing. Online, people started calling it a pattern instead of bad luck, especially after everything that happened publicly between him, Pooh Shiesty, and Gucci Mane in those 2 weeks after release. Officially though, there still wasn't much confirmed information available. Authorities stayed mostly quiet. Foogiano's team reportedly avoided making detailed public statements, and Gucci Mane didn't directly address the situation either. But silence from the main people involved didn't stop the internet from exploding with opinions. Across social media, podcasts, live streams, and hip-hop blogs, commentators kept repeating the same thing. The timeline felt suspicious to them. Many fans argued the sequence of events didn't look right, while others warned people not to jump to conclusions without real evidence. Still, the controversy only kept growing louder because every new social media post or interview added another layer to the speculation. Then more rap personalities started weighing in publicly. Uncle Murda had already criticized Gucci Mane heavily during previous podcast appearances, calling him a civilian and accusing him of misleading people connected to street culture. After Foogiano's return to custody, clips of Uncle Murda's comments started circulating all over again, with fans claiming the situation backed up the theories he'd already been pushing online for weeks. 50 Cent wasted no time jumping into the drama online. Fans already knew he was going to have something to say because of his long history of tension with Gucci Mane dating back years. As soon as the rumors started spreading, 50 began reposting articles, memes, and old clips of Gucci calling other people snitches, and social media instantly ran with it. A lot of fans treated it like full circle revenge after years of old rap beefs and internet shots between the two. Then Boosie weighed in too, and his comments got serious attention online. He reportedly used the situation to explain why he prefers artists to stay independent instead of relying too heavily on major labels or outside executives. Boosie talked about loyalty, support during hard times, and how real relationships get tested when money and prison enter the picture. Waka Flocka's silence became another huge topic across social media. That part stood out because Waka was once one of Gucci Mane's closest artists and biggest 1017 stars during the label's early years. Since he had such a strong history with Gucci, fans expected him to speak up one way or another, but instead he mostly stayed quiet, and online commentators started treating that silence like a statement all by itself. Then Honeycomb Brazy came in with the strongest reaction yet. He openly accused Gucci Mane of cooperating with authorities and claimed the proof was in the music and in the case. Those comments spread fast online because people were already debating the lyrics from Crash Dummy and the speed of the federal investigation surrounding Pooh Shiesty's case. Freddie Gibbs kept adding pressure online too. He publicly mocked Gucci Mane's Crash Dummy track, joking that some of the lyrics sounded more like legal paperwork than rap bars. Those comments spread everywhere because people were already debating whether the song contained indirect references to real situations happening behind the scenes at 1017. Then you had social media itself turning into a non-stop war zone over the whole situation. Twitter timelines, Reddit discussions, YouTube comments, live stream chats. Everywhere people were repeating the same phrases over and over. Free food, Pooh Shiesty, and never trust a label boss. The internet basically split into sides, with fans arguing daily about loyalty, street codes, and whether Gucci Mane deserved the accusations being thrown at him. At the same time, the legal situation surrounding Pooh Shiesty and others continued moving through federal court. Reports stated Pooh Shiesty was facing serious federal charges connected to kidnapping and conspiracy allegations, while other individuals tied to the case also faced major legal consequences. Bond situations, house arrest discussions, and court proceedings only kept the story in headlines across hip-hop media. Meanwhile, Foogiano's custody situation still remained unclear publicly. Officials reportedly had not released major public statements, and his team stayed mostly quiet on the record, but screenshots connected to the Montgomery residential re-entry facility continued circulating online, along with images from his reported Georgia trip that allegedly triggered concerns tied to supervised release conditions. And then there's the bigger picture surrounding 1017 itself. Gucci Mane spent over a decade rebuilding the label into one of the most recognizable brands in Southern hip-hop, but by 2026, fans online were calling the situation complete chaos. After reducing the roster heavily in late 2024, the two remaining major artists tied to 1017 both ended up caught in serious federal legal situations, leaving people questioning what the future of the label even looks like now. After everything 1017 built over the years, the hit records, the viral moments, the Atlanta dominance, the new 1017 movement, people online are now pointing out one shocking reality: the label currently has no active artists outside dealing with music normally. That fact alone has fueled non-stop conversations about where Gucci Mane's mindset is these days and whether he even wants to manage rappers anymore. Some fans believe Gucci already accomplished everything he wanted in the music business. They point to his publishing deals, ownership rights, business ventures, family life, and the calmer image he's built since changing his lifestyle after prison. According to that side of the argument, Gucci may simply be finished dealing with constant street drama, legal problems, and artists getting caught in dangerous situations, but the darker internet theories go way further than that. Some online commentators speculate that Gucci allegedly wanted distance from former artists who could create future problems for him publicly. Those rumors suggest he may have wanted peace, stability, and full control over his business moving forward. To critics online, every arrest, every social media post, and every federal case somehow became part of a larger narrative they believe is happening behind the scenes at 1017. Of course, none of those theories have been proven, and a lot of the discussion is driven by speculation across blogs, podcasts, and social media commentary. But one thing is clear: people have been debating Gucci Mane's role in all this nonstop, and the conversation has completely divided parts of hip-hop culture. The bigger conversation now goes beyond just Gucci, Foogiano, or Pooh Shiesty. Fans are starting to question the entire relationship between street culture, rap fame, loyalty, and survival in today's music industry. Hip-hop built so much of its image around anti-snitching codes and standing tall under pressure, so when rumors and accusations start surrounding major rap figures, the reactions become explosive. For a lot of people watching this unfold online, it feels like the culture is being forced to reevaluate some of the legends and reputations it once viewed as untouchable. A lot of people online say the Tekashi 6ix9ine situation completely changed how hip-hop reacts to federal cases. Before that era, rumors about cooperation stayed mostly in the streets or behind closed doors, but after the public court appearances, testimony, and headlines surrounding Tekashi's case, fans started looking at every major legal situation through a totally different lens. Now, anytime a famous rapper gets connected to a federal investigation, social media instantly starts asking the same questions. Did somebody cooperate? Did anybody speak to prosecutors? Was there a deal made behind the scenes? Those conversations have become almost automatic in rap culture whenever arrests or indictments hit the news. That's why the accusations and rumors surrounding Gucci Mane shocked so many people online. Gucci built a reputation for years as somebody who stood firmly against rats and cooperation, so seeing his name dragged into these conversations felt huge to fans and commentators alike. For many people, the fact that Gucci could even be accused of something like this showed how quickly public perception can shift in today's internet-driven rap culture. And once the internet started debating Gucci Mane this heavily, fans began saying no rapper's reputation feels untouchable anymore. If somebody with Gucci's history and influence can face non-stop allegations and conspiracy theories, then people online believe anybody in the industry could end up under the same spotlight eventually. That's why many commentators say the Foogiano and Pooh Shiesty situations go beyond just two individual artists. To them, the bigger issue is trust inside the rap industry itself, trust between labels and artists, executives and protege, street credibility, and business survival. The entire debate has turned into a conversation about whether fame, contracts, and industry politics can eventually outweigh loyalty once serious legal pressure enters the picture. A lot of fans online are now questioning what 1017 even represents anymore. Back in the day, people connected the name to Brick Squad, Atlanta street culture, loyalty, and artists riding together no matter what happened. But after all the arrests, rumors, and public fallout surrounding the label, some critics believe 1017 has transformed into something completely different over time. On social media, people have been debating whether the label now operates more like a strict business machine, where survival and protecting the brand come before personal loyalty. Critics online argue that younger artists sometimes end up carrying the risks, while executives stay protected from the chaos surrounding street-related controversies and federal investigations. Supporters of Gucci Mane, though, push back and say he evolved into a businessman focused on protecting his family, career, and future after years of legal trouble himself. Still, the timing surrounding Foogiano's release and return to custody became impossible for the internet to ignore. Fans keep pointing out that during those 14 days outside, Foogiano didn't release major music, didn't get hit with public new criminal accusations, and mostly stayed active online showing support for Pooh Shiesty while reposting anti-snitching messages. Then shortly after all that attention, he reportedly ended up back in custody connected to supervised release concerns. That sequence of events is exactly why the theories haven't stopped spreading online. People keep debating whether it was simply strict federal supervision rules being enforced, or if the public tension between Foogiano and Gucci Mane somehow made the situation escalate faster than expected. So now the internet is left with one giant question hanging over everything. Was Foogiano's return to custody simply the result of supervised release rules being enforced, or was there more happening behind the scenes than people know about? Social media have been split non-stop, especially with so many rappers, podcasters, and commentators publicly sharing opinions about the situation. Fans everywhere keep debating the same theories. Some people believe Foogiano made a mistake that triggered federal attention on his own. Others question whether probation officers noticed his travel through social media activity and public posts. And then there's the side of the internet convinced somebody connected to the situation may have alerted authorities directly. None of those claims have been proven, but the speculation keeps getting louder every single day. Meanwhile, supporters online continue sending messages to Foogiano, telling him to stay focused, stay patient, and handle the situation carefully while everything unfolds. One thing is certain, the streets, the blogs, and the entire hip-hop world are watching this story closely, and people still feel like there are unanswered questions surrounding the whole situation. At this point, the court of public opinion already seems to have made up its mind about this whole situation. Online, people picked sides a long time ago, and the debates around Gucci Mane, Foogiano, and Pooh Shiesty only keep getting louder with every new post, rumor, and court update that hits the internet. To Pooh Shiesty and Foogiano, supporters everywhere keep sending messages telling them to stay strong and keep pushing through the pressure. A lot of fans still connect deeply with the music, the loyalty themes, and the stories these artists built their careers on, and that's why emotions around this situation stay so intense online. And to everybody watching right now, make sure y'all like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this with somebody following the story, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this was all coincidence, strict federal supervision, or something deeper behind the scenes? This story definitely isn't over, and when the next chapter drops, we'll be right here breaking everything down piece by piece. Stay alert out here because the internet never stops talking and hip-hop drama moves fast.